Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for us to peel the band-aid off on this situation, because as you're all likely aware, Mr. Ryuku Sensei got himself into a little bit of a drama recently, but the drama really is a matter of, let's just be honest here, it's a matter of him having some issues with other people, and then other people, because of the issues that he's caused, not really wanting to interact with him very much anymore. And this is kind of like the reality of the situation over here. This is the reality of this creator in particular, is that he's somebody that's extremely combative, right? He's somebody that gets himself into a lot of situations, overanalyzes things, and causes a lot of issues that eventually come around, wrap back onto him, and have him asking what he did to get himself into this. And so with that, what I wanted to do today was actually break down a lot of the misinformation that Mr. Ryuku over here is actively spreading. We're going to watch this live stream up until the part where he actually starts openly insulting me, because I've actually pre-watched this, and then we're going to provide some of the context for what is actually going on. And depending on how early he starts openly insulting me, then, yeah, that's the sooner we're going to get into some of the glue, some of the evidence. One thing I wanted to do prior to that was actually, you know, give you all a bit of a teaser to understand what exactly is prompting a response like this from me. Yeah, his comment section over here is basically just going ahead and he's openly farming more and more hate, towards other creators. You'll see this comment over here. I'm glad you're finally out of the Mean Girls Club. Knowing how it hurt you to be compared to Saint, it should all be clear now. Stand on business. Don't take this video down and don't apologize. Tectone, censored, doesn't deserve it. Yeah, that's the type of comments that this livestream is farming. Amazing what he was able to do in 40 minutes. This is just a little bit of an example. Ryuku is somebody that constantly deletes his tweets regarding me, but this is one that he decided to keep up. Guys, WTF is going on with the community lately? This is on a video with nothing to do to Hoyo. I don't even mention any other games. First, critique does not equal drama. Second, my highest viewed videos have nothing to do with Hoyo. And third, comparing me to Saint of all people is wild. Yeah, so clearly he's decided to take some massive offense to himself, and he's constantly mentioned me in tweets before, but then proceeds to delete them before they get too much airtime. Probably because he, I don't know, doesn't want to piss me off. But unfortunately, he's decided to keep this video up, which is filled with, like I mentioned before, a bunch of insults towards me. So let's go ahead, let's give it a bit of a listen. I think I'm going to play him on like 1.25, maybe we'll go higher. And then again, once the insults start coming, we'll get into our glue.
Sorry guys, yeah. Sorry. I'm a bit, yeah, that was a YouTube thing. Twitch thing. Let me start this all again.
Okay.
Apparently I'm in drama or something, and I don't know what's going on. I literally just woke up a few hours ago, and I've had messages in my Twitter DMs, Discord DMs, and some mentions in my Twitter feed as well, kind of give me a hint of what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
Basically what happened is that he blew up. He started going full schizo because somebody made a joke about him. Ryuku is somebody who's on the record constantly begging for male characters to be added to a gacha game, where, you know, people traditionally know that in gacha games, women characters, gooner characters, right? Those are typically the ones that like sell the most. And so because companies, their overall goal is to make money, they end up making a lot of women characters. And then Ryuku's like constantly in the background because I think he like, I think like a fundamental part of like how to run a business is not something that he like understands very often. You'll notice that in a lot of the future examples that we'll be showing. Yeah, he has very little business sense, which is surprising considering how old he is. So yeah, he's constantly begging for like male characters to be added to the game. And so somebody made a joke about him being gay. Which in the gacha space, if you're not familiar with stuff going on, simply liking a male character in the game that already exists, people will call you gay. For example, Gion's one of my favorite characters in Wuthering Waves, and people call me gay pretty much every single stream. Yeah, they pretty much just call me gay every single stream. And it's, you know, it's like a little funny, right? Because, haha, look, this game with all these women characters, he likes a dude, he must be gay. And that's just a dynamic that's in the space.
But from what I've seen, it's really, really weird. So
you can just read my chat right now.
want to address some things. Because any longtime viewer of mine knows that I am not interested in really getting in drama. I'll talk about...
Yes, you are. You don't make tweets like this unless you're interested in stirring up some drama. Let's be honest here. Yeah, you don't make tweets like this trying to point out how dumb your commenters are or how offended you feel about being related to another CC unless you're trying to cause some drama. Let's be honest with ourselves for half a second over here. It's not that difficult to just not lie like this.
Things that have been embroiled in like drama stuff, like for example the caster is passive. That became like a drama thing about like for HSR, and I made a video about the Japanese perspective of what do they think about the passive, etc., etc. But generally speaking, I tend to avoid drama as best as possible. So
no, you don't. No, you don't.
I don't know what is going on. I just want to show you a couple of things that have been sent to me, and I've taken a look already. The Meigi thing, that's the closest thing you could find to drama, to be honest.
No, you're constantly addressing your commenters on Twitter, and then, again, throwing insults to other CCs in the process, when, again, I have never even made content about you, to be honest. I might have mentioned you once or twice on live streams as somebody who perpetually has a stake up their fucking ass, but yeah, beyond that, no, I haven't really made videos about you. This'll be the first one, though, so... Stay tuned. Maybe we'll make more. Maybe you'll be the next 2x Tassafield.
I want to just show you what has been sent to me. We can watch it together. And I want to like just put my opinion out there because I've tried to talk to the people involved privately, but it seems that they're not interested about anything.
Just wait until you see my recollection of the DMs. There's a lot of stuff that he left out. There's a lot of comments for me that he decided to leave out because I think he knows in retrospect it makes him look like a fucking schizo. But don't worry, I will show them.
To do with me, which is fine, but honestly, I think this is all a massive misunderstanding, and I don't really know why. There's
no misunderstanding. You're just being weird as shit.
It's getting to this point. Okay. So let me just pull this up. So I got tagged here. This is from 11 hours ago. I only saw it this morning when I woke up. Tectone blocks Ryuuku Sensei on stream and leaks DMs.
So, yeah, we're getting into the context over here of why he's in drama again, despite being somebody that actively gets into it.
This shit was the gayest shit I've ever seen. Look at this shit. I make a joke about him being gay because he wants more men in Gacha. This was like forever ago. Maybe like a month ago. You two got something to say to me, question mark, links a clip. Lol, finally you can goon in peace. Are you being intentionally obtuse or does it come naturally? Because that's not what I've ever said. You sound like a clown.
Bro, I read this. As you can see, I'm in these DMs, right? I'm in these DMs, and the reason why I'm in this DM group is because I laughed at Tectone's joke. He added me to the DMs because I laughed at the joke.
Ain't no way you get impressed over this joke.
Okay, so before we go on to that, I think it's important to look at the clip that I'm...
Like, I found what Tectone said to be funny. Made light commentary on his humor, and he was so offended by that, he had to add me to the DMs as well.
I'm linking to there. It's on his... I record just in case he gets banned off Twitch again, whatever. Let me just pull this up here.
Just watch...
This is the clip that
watch this. Just watch this. It's cinema. Wait, let me move my camera too so you can see this stupid fuck. Yeah, he looked like Yasuo with a microphone.
Yeah.
This was just after the 6 new characters were released for Wuthering Waves.
Yeah, he looks like, dude, finally Ryuku can stop fucking bitching about, there's just not enough fucking male characters in the game. I'm gonna quit fucking Wuthering Waves. I can't chuck my meat to all these gay men. What is going on?
It's legit. Look at how stone-faced this guy is when that is objectively hilarious.
Oh no, I'm gonna quit Wuthering Waves. I can't jerk my meat to all the gay men in the game. Oh no. It's just like,
bro, he's so mad. He's so mad.
But yeah, hopefully he'll be satisfied.
Just so
that's the reaction of somebody on the left. You see over here? That's the reaction of somebody with a sense of humor.
I never really spoken to Tectone. We've talked on stream a couple of times, but we don't talk in DMs at all, anything.
I'll explain why Tectone and him don't talk.
With the start there saying Ryuku Sensei can stop fucking bitching and then going into the mocking tone. I'm going to talk about how he sees it in a moment, but the way I saw that, like me and him aren't really friends. We've never really spoken, so him saying hopefully now we can stop bitching and then it goes into a mocking tone, what I see as a mocking tone. Maybe you guys don't, but yeah. he did that, and it just seems like it's a joke. Yeah, the thing is, mockery is a form of joking, and because it's a form of joking doesn't mean it's okay. There are some that's just like,
it's not even that bad, bro. If you want to be offended by this, you're absolutely entitled to, but then everybody who sees how offended you are after something as light as this is also entitled to think that you're a gigantic pussy, and that you're not worth interacting with because of how much of a gigantic fucking pussy you are.
Mocking. You're making a joke at my expense, and it's misrepresenting. I've never said anything to do with that. It's just like, it's really... I don't know. And the thing is, like, if I wanted to address this, I would have brought this up on stream when this clip was sent to me, like, again, 3 weeks ago. But I didn't, because I'm not interested in that. But here we are, so...
But quit fucking Wuthering Waves. I can't check my meat to all these gay men.
Continue.
What's going on? But yeah, hopefully he'll be satisfied. He just constantly talking about that shit, bro.
You hit the accent, like, perfectly.
He just wouldn't stop.
Were you practicing that shit,
No,
bro?
never once in my entire life.
I don't know.
It's like, bro, like, get a fucking grip, man. No, that's not funny. That was one of the most offensive things I've ever heard. I could not believe that these individuals would say something like this about me. And
we...
So,
you look like
there was that. I don't know.
This is the oldest guy here, by the way. He's the oldest dude here.
Oh, man. I don't know, man. It's just really... weird. In my opinion, that was weird. But I never addressed it because I don't want to get into drama. So just continue on with this this clip here.
Oh man.
Like, this guy is the biggest gigadork I've ever fucking seen. Like, bro tweaks out over everything.
Yep.
It's so embarrassing.
True.
Once again, I've heard this guy tweak out on like 8 other CCs as well.
Who have I quote unquote tweaked out against? I really don't like Saint Tontas. So yeah.
Including St. Tontas, including Captain Cabinets.
The Captive Cabinets thing, I've never spoken about this publicly, because I don't want to get into drama. I didn't want to bring her into this or to whatever. But this part that he's referencing about Captain Cabinets actually started back in February.
Yep. Oh, I got some extra context included for that. I think Kat might also be in the chat as well. We'll see if she wants to give her take on this disastrous fucking situation.
This started back in February, where
he provides some of the context for what he did to Kat, but not full.
I made a video. This all started actually, ironically, this actually started with me making a video in response to Tecton. If you guys remember, then we had a conversation. I tried to have a conversation about the whole echo thing and what I think they could change in the ecosystem, like the whole like tuner, substat, reroller, selector thing. We had a talk, and I made a response video, which I titled. One second, let me just play up here. I titled it as. I'm trying to like get clicks to the video, of course. I titled it as I had to call out Tecton for this. Like, it's not in the sense of it's a Tecton call out, but this one here. I had to call out Tecton for this, and it's just I thought I was being quite respectful throughout it. I just said, I kept everything in context. I said, okay, you said this. This is why I don't think it's true, and then I just continued there.
Your video was fucking annoying. The premise of your video was complete trash.
I gotta go ahead and refute this guy's take on monetization systems in a gacha because he's just wrong.
It's like, bro, like at this point, who cares? Who cares this much? He gets so offended. He gets his panties in the biggest bunch in gacha history because somebody does not agree with his take. They give legitimate reasons for why they don't agree with his take. And then he has to go ahead, and then after hearing about why they disagree with his take, he has to micro zoom in and just take a look at every single reason why they don't agree, and then systematically try to break down why those reasons aren't valid, and completely miss the entire point.
So this started from this, and the conversation with Captain Cabinets is, I don't know why, but she got really sensitive about this. Like for whatever reason, she felt like me making that video was going too far. And
yes, you want to know why? Because let me provide some of the context. Because this guy clearly is severely wishing to whitewash his sins. Are you all ready for this one? What you'll notice is that this is a set of DMs from February, from Ryuku. February 24th, earlier this year. This is after I reacted to his video on something regarding echoes and tuners. I wrote out a long paragraph of things. Wait, let me just do it in the British voice.
I wrote out a long paragraph of things to say, but there's no point. I'll just say these two things. Don't upload your react of my video to Tectone unless you want to have public beef with me. Don't react to my content again because like I said in our previous conversation, I'm tired of your dumbass takes with a smarmy grin on your face.
He sent that to me after reacting to one of his videos. And this is the thing, guys. Why would you want to interact with this person any further? Why would you want to further engage with somebody that's going to be this overly sensitive and this much of a fucking pain in the ass to deal with? Legitimately. All I did was react to his video in a very just regular way. I simply disagreed with the points he brought up, and he is so mad. And you'll see what an actual decent response from a level-headed normal human being looks like over here. Wow, I'm surprised you're feeling this way and also being this forward with it. If that's what you're requesting, I'd have to ask you to do the same. I wouldn't want another 3-hour stream from you dedicated to one of my reacts. I think it should go both ways. And you might be wondering what I'm talking about. Who knows if Ryuku still has it on his YouTube history. But one thing that he loves doing is reacting to other creators. And what he does is he dedicates a whole 3-hour live stream to look at one of their videos. He's proud of this. Right. It's still on his history. Take a look at this, boys.
I don't know how many is it in total.
That's a 3-hour, 7-minute live stream. He starts reacting over here, or probably before this.
But on the other account, I have literally...
He's just still going.
Right now it's like 150, 160.
He's just still going.
A few.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just still going. That's 3 hours. A whole 3-hour live stream just dedicated to a 26-minute react of mine. That is how caught up he gets about his feelings. That is how caught up he gets with people not agreeing with him. I'm not even going to play this. I don't even need to watch this. I just know this is so fucking crazy. It's ridiculous. This is why nobody wants to talk to him. This is why after people get to know him and they see how he acts, this is why nobody wants to engage with him. But he's going to go ahead and leave out all of this context for why people are so tired of dealing with him. Because he will crash out at the smallest fucking thing. There's public records of him crashing out, freaking out over the smallest fucking thing. And you want to know what, Ryuku? This is the situation over here. I showed at least 5 or 6 people this message from you because you were acting like that much of a fucking freak. And so I had the context of, damn, other people should know that this is the way this guy fucking acts. And you want to know what? I don't even care if you leak my DMs because right over here, what I'm saying over here, being this fucking polite and this fucking cordial to somebody who I know is being a legitimate freak, that's all you're gonna find in my DM history. So yeah, should go both ways. Don't do 3-hour reacts to my fucking videos, you freak. Maybe there'll be an opportunity to revisit this once you cool off. I don't feel my react warranted this aggressive of a response, but maybe you can provide reasons why. Who's the person acting like I think he's like a 38-year-old man? Who seems like the 38-year-old man here and who seems like the person in their mid-20s? Sure, fine, whatever. But this is nothing about me needing to cool off. I brought these issues up with you several times over the past few months, and nothing warranted this aggression? Bro, you're belittling my experience in Gacha saying it's elitist. Dismiss them even further in favor of Tectone because he would know why. As if he has any more authority on Gacha games than I do. Wow, this guy sounds like the god of Gacha himself. This guy's giving me some Tohu fucking sniper vibes, ladies and gentlemen. As if he has any more authority on Gacha games than I do just because it aligns with your opinion. You dismissed the scientific study and insinuated I was being disingenuous and misleading. I feel like this was cherry-picked. And outright dismissed the results just because it doesn't agree with your opinion, among a bunch of other things regarding the study, as though you have any experience in psychological or scientific analysis among a plethora of things that you ignorantly brought up. Yeah, he listed like some scientific study about like how open world games or some shit like that have like something like it's like it was about open world games, not even about gacha games. It was about like fucking Breath of the Wild and Skyrim, and he was like using that to prove a point about like fucking gacha games. And so I was like, yeah, this seems kind of cherry picked because it's only focusing on open world games, not really the gacha part. So yeah, that's what I said, which is an unbelievably fair take, but he just decided to wipe it all away for some godforsaken reason. I could literally write out a university thesis length Google Doc on just how much you fucked up, but I really can't be bothered. It'd be much easier to go live and do another 3-hour react, but I'm not going to because you're not worth the time. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why nobody wants to talk to Ryuku Sensei. This, ladies and gentlemen, is why Tectone said he crashed out on like 8 different people, because this crash out is so big that people simply hearing about it will make them think that they got crashed out on too. Because you're this much of a fucking loser about something that really you shouldn't be this much of a loser about. And this is the other thing, right? Y'all remember this situation? I was talking with Ryuku about his Wuthering Waves react. This was one where he was trying to make some stupid ass point. I don't think I have the thumbnail for it. The point that he's trying to make over here is that the most replayed part of a video is undeniably, without a doubt, what people want the most in an update. That is what he's saying. The most replayed part of like a version trailer or like any video at all, that is something that that is something that all the players want the most. To me, I'm not really gonna go with like the whole idea that like what's most replayed is like what players wanted the most. I think like that's not really like...
No, dude. No, that literally is. That fucking is. No, you are actually pissing me off right now. No, what people were looking for is what they looked at most, and you can see what they were looking at most on the fucking timeline. That's what they were looking for. It's literally there. You are completely wrong on this. Jesus Christ. Do not do that again.
Y'all thought it couldn't get worse. Y'all thought it couldn't get worse. And this is another reason why, Ryuku Sensei, nobody wants to talk to you or interact with you. Let's keep going. Let's hear a little bit more about this. Maybe I'm a dick back to him, right? Maybe I'm a complete asshole back to him, and that warrants his behavior towards me. Let's keep hearing.
Okay?
Okay. Are you good?
No, are you fucking like retarded right now? What people are looking for is what they were looking at. And what they were looking at, you can see the peaks and valleys on that trailer.
I didn't even know it got worse.
And what they were looking at is this dark, desolate vibe. So when you're saying, no, we can't tell. No, it's literally there. That's what they were looking at because that's what they want.
I'm quite literally saying that we don't actually know what they are looking for.
Yes, we do. It's in the fucking timeline, dude.
I didn't even know it got worse, to be honest. I kind of forgot how bad it was.
Most replayed is what people most looked at. What's because they most wanted
I
from
know,
this
and
game.
I'm saying that there's clearly a very innovative feature of the Inferno Rider Echo traveling across. And so
look at the entire fucking thing. Look, no, dude, look at the entire fucking from the start. We see the Scar battle, just scrub across slowly. Scar battle, bit there with the Morning Ikes, then goes into Inferno Rider. Then we've got the shot with Female Rover and Yortan there. Then it goes into Jian's back shot, which is really cool. This entire fucking vibe.
Let's slow down. Let's slow down for a second, man. So to play back your point, so that I don't misinterpret what you're saying again. Is what you're saying that because what we're seeing in the most replayed over here is Scar, really interesting, cool enemy.
The entire section, dude.
Okay,
the entire
so Scar,
section, dude.
The Ikes in a non-desolate area. This is a non-desolate area, right? This has trees and like it looks like a pretty natural, cool place.
I said in the video, I don't need everything to be dead. That's not what I'm.
So this is the most replayed part from another trailer. That's the most replayed part of the trailer.
Sure. People looking forward to the new characters, the new 4-stars. There's also other peaks there as well. One sec, which one's video? I'm going to Shores End. Let me pull that up on my section as well, so I'm not waiting for your stream to load up.
Like, this is why I was trying to, like, explain it to you, man. It's just, like, she kind of freaked people out. Right? Or maybe she, like, people were just like, oh, shit, who is this? And it's, you know what I mean? Like...
People were excited for a new 4-star, new characters. They were looking forward to new characters. So I'm seeing peaks here, mainly to do with the Shorekeeper part that's got a peak right around the beginning.
Guys, this is what I mean by I'm not being nitpicky. I'm actually widening the lens. Is it surprising at all that people don't want to engage with this guy. Is it surprising at all that people have an interaction like that with him and then kind of just unilaterally decide that they don't want to talk to him anymore? But again, right, he's going to conveniently leave out the multiple times he's crashed out in public, by the way, or the times that he's crashed out in private so absurdly hard that I had to share it with other people. Because yes, you know what? Sure, these are private DMs, but this is such a ridiculous thing, such a ridiculous response to crash out about to a very mild and well-mannered react that I found it like a fucking responsibility to let other people know about how much of a fucking freak you were being in private. None of this stuff looks very good, right? Yeah, this all looks pretty bad, doesn't it? I don't have a responsibility to protect this guy's career or like protect his public perception. So I'm really not going to anymore.
And I said to her in the conversation, and this is like 2 days after, so I was already past it. It's like 2 days later. She pulls me into a call, like, oh, can we talk? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? What's up? And then she kind of like lays into me. Not like loudly or verbally. She's not like, what the fuck? She was very calm, but what she was saying was just really, really patronizing. In the sense of the way I took it, the way I understood this conversation, and anyone that I've spoken to, any other CC can corroborate that this is how I felt at the time as well, is that it felt to me like she was telling me that all these other CCs, Saint Tontus, Tecton, whoever, they can all look at my content, they can all react to my content, and they can all say, I'm wrong, I'm an idiot, I don't know what I'm talking about. They can rip me to...
He's talking about being ripped to shreds. All we did was say, oh, this... You want to know what the one example of him getting ripped to shreds was? Me saying that I felt his research was cherry-picked. That is the one actual example he has in here, and he's talking about getting ripped to shreds. What an insufferable little pussy. He got ripped apart because I said the scientific study that he was referencing seemed cherry-picked. Seriously? And Cap says that she wasn't even ripping into him. She was trying her best to point out why he was pissing people off. And this is the thing. He sent all of this stuff to me prior to his conversation with Cap, right? I had told Cap about these messages, and that was one of the reasons why she had messaged him in the first place, was because she knew about these messages. She knew that he was being a fucking freak. And so she was reaching out to him out of concern for his odd-ass, cringe-ass, schizo-ass behavior. And you want to know how he responded? Let's hear it more.
To shreds. They can do all that, but me...
I said his scientific research seemed cherry-picked, by the way.
Making this video here, not even aggressively, but standing up for myself, standing up for my opinion, standing up for my idea there. Me making that video, that was just too far. Why didn't you go into the DMs? I'm sorry, if they're putting it out in the public, and they're making a public conversation, then I'm going to continue the conversation publicly.
But you decided to go in DMs here when you weren't happy with my react. Oh, wait. I guess he just forgot he did this.
I've tried to speak to people privately. They haven't responded, and I'm going to unfortunately have to leak DMs because apparently he's going to leak DMs in a moment. So I'm going to have to like show things in fucking context, and I don't want to do.
No, wait. There's more context, guys.
Yeah. So all these people, all these other CCs, they can rag on me. They can pull me apart. They can break down my opinion and say I don't know what I'm talking about. They can insult me and be patronizing to me.
Nobody did that. All they said was they provided logical, reasonable reasons for why they didn't agree with your arguments, and you are proceeding to equate that to you getting ripped to shreds publicly. Your reputation besmirched, attacked, all these super negative things because people just simply did not agree with your take and provided valid reasons for why they didn't agree with your take.
But I can't shoot back. I was quiet. The conversation we had in the phone call, in the voice chat, should I say, was like 18 minutes long. And I think she was speaking for like 14 minutes of it. I was sat there being quiet. I wanted to let her get her point across and explain what she felt. I was like, fine. But then it just got to a point where I'm like, I just couldn't take it. I'm like, I've been sitting here for this entire time just taking it and taking it and taking it. I'm getting shots from Saint Toast. I'm getting shots from Tecton. I'm getting shots from...
Your research seems cherry-picked.
How dare he say that?
Now from who I love Cap a lot. I think she's a fantastic person. But also getting like these shots at me as well. I was like, no, I'm not taking it. No. And then I blew up. I got angry. I did blow up. I got angry. I raised my voice.
He started screaming at her. Yeah, he literally screamed at her for like 5, 6, 7 seconds. I think Cap is on the record saying she's never been spoken to like that before in her life. I think she's 26, yeah, she has never been spoken to like that in her entire life. Yeah, that's how badly he yelled at her. Just so you know.
I wasn't screaming at her, as she has been telling other people. I wasn't screaming at her. I raised my voice as I did last night on stream. But I said...
Bro does it so, I guess bro screams so often, he doesn't even recognize that it's screaming anymore. That's what I'm personally interpreting from this.
No, fuck that. I'm not taking this shit. That's out of order.
This is all because of echoes and tuners, by the way. This is all because of Wuthering Waves, echoes, and tuners. He decided to crash out on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different individuals because of echoes and tuners.
And I hung up I hung up on the call because I'm like, I don't want to continue this conversation. I don't want to be angry.
He started screaming, ruined his emotional stability, cut off and burned the bridges with several CCs, became a persona non grata in the Wuthering Waves community that nobody just decided to talk about because they felt bad about how fucking crazy he was, all because of echoes and tuners.
Cap, I'm just like, I don't want to do that. And then I managed to I sent a message to her later as well saying, can we talk? Because I realized that I had raised my voice and I wanted to apologize about that. I said, can we talk again? No raised voices. She agrees. We get into a call. And again, I'm quiet, all quiet. And she tells me how she feels about the calls we just had, etc., etc. And I said in the call, I remember this, like, I think word for word. I said to her, like, I feel it's unfair because it sounds like you're telling me that I'm not allowed to defend myself.
No, you are allowed to defend yourself, but you defend yourself in the most autistic ways I think anyone has ever seen. Like, you defend yourself like a fucking, like a fucking idiot. Brother, man, you literally started screaming at somebody because they said that the most viewed part of a video isn't what people want the most. You started literally screaming. Like, you screamed at me. You actually screamed at me because I gave you valid reasons for what you were saying was not right. It's actually on the record. You fucking screaming at me.
And what they were looking at, you can see the peaks and valleys on that trailer. And what they were looking at is this dark, desolate vibe. So when you're saying, no, we can't tell, no, it's literally there. That's what they were looking at because that's what they want.
I'm quite literally saying that we don't actually know what they are looking for.
It's in the fucking timeline, dude. Most replayed is what people most looked at. What's because they what most wanted from this game.
I know, and I'm saying that there's clearly a very innovative feature of the Inferno Rider Echo traveling across. It's also the same dude, right? That's making 3-hour live streams. 3-hour live streams to pick apart one 26-minute video. That's what people mean by, yes, you're defending yourself. Sure, if you want to call it that. But you're also doing it in such an unsavory, ridiculous, and autistic way. And you continuing to do that and act like this makes people not want to talk to you. It's really just that simple. Bro goes from 0 to 100 so quick. You wanna know how long it took me to compile all this glue, all this ebb and downs? It took me like 5 minutes. Because his crash outs are so ridiculous and so memorable.
And then that set her off. And then she cut the call. I got a message about 30-something minutes later after that saying, well, in a nutshell, she wants nothing to do with me anymore.
I wonder why. Damn, I wonder why.
I didn't respond to that because I didn't know how to respond to that.
I wonder why you don't know how to respond to that, even though you should have a pretty clear memory of how absolutely fucking stupid you've been acting.
And I didn't want to say fine because I'm not fine with it. I'm not fine with it. I think Cap's a fantastic person. I've had so many conversations with her. I love speaking with Cap all the time. And since then, since February, it's been like 4 months now of not speaking. One time she saw a tweet of mine where I put up some of my cosplay photos, and I check in on her streams. I just sit there and lurk. She doesn't even know I'm there for most of it, I think.
Apparently, as you can see from Cap, he failed to mention that he screamed again. Yeah, he screamed again. And that might be why she left. I'm not going to put words into her mouth, but yeah, that might be why she left the call again.
But at that time, when she looked at my cosplay photos, and I was like, someone said something in chat, I was like, shh, don't say anything. I just said the first thing that I'd said to her in months.
To give some context on Ryuku Sensei, since my memory is making me act up, he had to delete tweets, replies, etc. whenever any degree of disagreement happens, so take that into consideration. Oh. 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 He really cares a lot about his public persona. It's ironic that he cares this much about his public persona, but he's just... It's almost like he thinks that there's an actual Control-Z button in real life. That's what it seems like. It seems like he thinks that simply deleting his tweet is the same as the Control-Z button in real life. I don't think he realizes that stuff like this is just gonna be here forever, right? Him crashing out this hard, literally screaming at me, because we had a disagreement over the YouTube timeline feature. DMs as well, where he's literally fucking conflating me saying his scientific study seems cherry-picked to me ripping him apart publicly. Ripping him apart publicly for saying, I feel this was cherry-picked. Wow.
And she seemed fine. And I thought we were, like, good. I realized that she probably doesn't want to be my friend or whatever. Like, she didn't want to talk to me as we were before. I was like, I thought we were fine. I'm actually tearing up a bit about this, actually.
Don't.
But yeah, that's the state of the conversation.
I don't think you deserve to farm some fucking sympathy pussy points right now. Let's be real here, buddy boy.
With me and Cap. So I have blown up at St. Tontus several times because he's a fucking dick.
Am I the dick? Or are you the person that A, can't take a joke, overanalyzes regular critiques to you and views them as fucking attacks, and perhaps most importantly of all, starts screaming and yelling for the most minor things ever because you don't agree with them, or because they don't agree with you. Somebody disagreeing with you, you view somebody disagreeing with you as a personal fucking attack. Because I guess for some odd reason, you view your take as like the fucking magnanimous, like fucking representation of like your outer self. And, like, if somebody were to take your take and not agree with it, they are, like, personally insulting you. And it's so pathetic that somebody is this insecure. That they're this insecure about how to feel about certain disagreements, about how to feel about basic societal interactions, to the point where they have to view basic disagreements as a fucking attack. It's insane. It's so unstable. It's so schizo. I mean, and this is the thing. I could have made this video, I could have made this whole thing at any point, and honestly, even after this, I wasn't gonna make it. But then I realized you publicly shit-talked me numerous times in this, I'm in drama? Oh, I avoid drama all the time. Oh, I'm somebody that never talks about drama, I like to avoid it. But I'm also gonna be the same person that constantly shit-talks Saint. I'm also gonna be the same exact person, right? That's gonna go ahead and start talking even more shit over here.
I don't react to other content creators at all.
Oh, you mean the time that you made 3-hour reacts to both me and Cap? That, I think you might have deleted. But yeah, he's made 3-hour reacts to me and Cap before on his lives. Well, we already just saw the one. I'll bring it up again. Yeah, right here. A fucking 3-hour video, bro. A 3-hour stream,
Two different developers.
A 3-hour stream where he's just reacting to my video. What do you eat? Why? How are you lying about public VODs you have up?
I don't know. I don't know who he's talking about. He says crashed out or tweaked out at 8 other content creators. There's 2. I made a response to Tectone, never crashed out on him. I have quote unquote crashed out at St. Tontus because he's a fucking idiot. I'm not going to apologize for that because he is.
And this is why I'm making this video.
And I raised my voice at Captain Cabinets.
No drama, by the way. Yeah.
The 6 one was a joke. Yeah, me and 6 were just joking around. Yeah. I've had people, others, like, instigate things on Twitter as well. Like, I think Legions sent something and I responded to him, but I've never really crashed out. I'm like, no. So let's just...
And I'm just like, bro, I was like, there's no way you're this retarded to where you're this emotionally fragile where you're gonna get pressed over a joke. Dude, even seeing this guy, I bet the video's great. But, like, just knowing that if I react to it and if I say anything he doesn't get, I'm going to get an earful of, well, I'm actually fucking retarded and I didn't get that, so you're the problem.
And you want to know the best part about it? We have literal proof that that's what he's going to do. That's cinema right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's cinema right there, ladies and gentlemen. Because you want to know what my first thought was after he sent me this DM? Damn, Ryuku is retarded. That was my first thought. That was my literal first thought after he sent me these DMs. Damn, this guy is retarded.
Notice that this is exactly the same voice that he was using when he was talking about how I want to beat my meat to male characters. It's exactly the same mocking tone.
Meanwhile, Sate, how Ryuku called out Tectone. He of all people can't say anything. Okay, maybe he deleted this comment. Of course, I mean, it's not surprising. He either has a bad selective memory or he's just lying. So it's like, it's one of those.
There have been many other content creators that have responded, that have reacted to my videos, that have disagreed or whatever. Gacha Smack has disagreed in a few points. Legions also very disagrees with some of my opinions on the video about Wuthering Waves, my This Sucks thing.
I think I was going to make a joke about I was gonna make a joke about Gacha Smack and actually, nah, maybe I shouldn't. I actually saw Gacha Smack's video earlier today. He's on cooldown right now. He's on cooldown right now. Congrats to him on the birth of his second child. We'll avoid this joke. It involves something about beating meat though.
Not made any responses. In fact, I left replies on there saying thanks for watching the video. Love it. Yeah. And no. So.
It's like, approach the fuck up. Jesus. Dude, people who just don't get humor in 2025 just cannot be fucked with. There's no reason having that many, like, fragile people.
I'm going to show
it's
the actual conversations in a moment.
It's legit just a burden.
After he shows DMs. Oh, well.
Jesus.
Well, he shows DMs.
You know, and it's crazy because this guy's talking about people don't get the RP, and then he's the guy who doesn't get the jokes. Anyways. Yeah, call me Crashout because you're right, but yeah, for real. Like, hopefully he DMs me about this so I can get an easy block off because I'm just not interested in seeing that guy shit anymore. Just not interested.
I did actually DM him I'm going to show those as well, like exactly what I said.
See this as well? The list of bridges Saint burned in the Wuwa community. Genozod, Mr. Pokey, Gacha Smack, Ryuku, Io, Gateo. You guys do realize that Gacha Smack has, like, asked me for, like, a convo? So we can, like, get on call and just, like, shoot the shit about life? Yeah, that was, like, about a week and a half ago. It's just, he's just a little busy right now. We're cool. I don't think people seem to fundamentally understand. We're cool. We simply had a disagreement where, let's be honest, Smack and I were both a little bit out of line in that prior disagreement. We were both a bit out of line there, but we hashed it out. We moved on. It's no big deal because, fortunately enough, we're actually adults. When it comes to these other relationships, yeah, I'm not particularly sure if much value was actually lost over here. Yeah, okay, great. The grifter doesn't want to talk to me. The hypocrite doesn't want to talk to me either. The fucking British Crashout extraordinaire doesn't want to talk to me. The backseat gamer and the racist. Great. Totally. I'm so. Man, I'm devastated.
Because in fact, me showing the screenshots, most of it is just, well, if not all of it, is just me speaking because he's never responded.
That shit did not sit right with me. That
like what a list. Is this like the fucking Sinister Six?
did not sit right with me at all. Anyways, I was gonna do it.
After your repo gameplay, I'm done with you. You know, I had no idea how to play that game. And I was repeatedly the last one alive for like 2 consecutive rounds. Yeah, I guess I'm just that good at video games.
Okay, so I think that's the end of the thing there. Let me just pull this up here. Mine and Tectone's interactions have been like very few. And we've had a few conversations on stream. Like I think we've spoken once in a group chat off stream. And even then it wasn't that much.
Oh yeah?
And when it's I'm gonna just show the fucking conversation that he leaked the conversation, so he doesn't show the full conversation.
Ryuku doesn't either.
He shows it up to like this part where it says, ain't no way you get impressed over this joke.
Yeah, Ryuku doesn't show the full conversation either.
So this is a conversation between me, Saint and Tectone. We was in a group chat a while ago. Lol, you can find a goon in peace. I said
he does, I think. Don't worry, guys. I got it. Wait, did that conversation get deleted? Where the fuck is it? Huh? I wrote some stuff and it's not here anymore. What I basically said was, why the fuck am I even in this DM? This is what I asked him. I asked Ryuku, why the fuck am I even in this DM? This is obviously clearly beef between you and Tectone, right? This is an issue you have with Tectone. Why the fuck am I even here? Shouldn't you take this to private DMs? And I'm saying my messages are not here anymore. They're literally gone.
Are you intentionally being obtuse, or is it come naturally? Because that's not what I've said. You sound like a clown. Ain't no way you get impressed over this joke, bro. This is a reaction from Saint, because whatever. I've only seen the clip. It didn't sound like a joke. When I quote him, maybe now he will stop fucking bitching and moaning, like that part there. Saint jumps in, ain't no way you're getting this serious over it when Tech literally puts on the goofy voice. Also, isn't this between you and Tech? Yeah, you mad at me for laughing at the joke? You better talk for a sec, because I really feel like there's something going on. Like
yeah,
this.
My messages are just gone. Honestly, at this point, we've already really resolved the entire issue. We know he's a fucking comment deleting extraordinaire. He thinks you should leave the Wuwa community.
Someone that needs to leave the fucking community, in my opinion. But that's
oh, don't worry. I'm sure the community is gonna have a fun time with you. Yeah, I'm sure the community is gonna have an absolute ball. After they see this video and they see what an absolute schizophrenic fucking freak you've been on a daily basis. You're also too scared to say my name as well. But I guess this is the thing. Why is it that I'm always undefeated when it comes to stuff like this? Why is it that I'm completely undefeated and I so effortlessly am able to completely dismantle so many individuals? Literally, I'm doing it like I'm not even breaking a sweat here. I'm not even breaking a sweat here. Good God. So yeah, I think we're good to wrap it up over here. I'm pretty sure he just spends a lot more time just fucking talking a bunch of nonsense because that's kind of like his bread and butter when it comes to this whole situation, saying a bunch of bullshit. And then when somebody calls him out on his bullshit, very lightly by the way he starts freaking the fuck out. We've gone through all the glue. We've gone through the entire situation. As far as I'm concerned, there are definitely messages here that were there from me that aren't there anymore. So, yeah, I guess we'll find out about those later. But yeah, bro has selective memory. Bro's on the record in this address lying multiple times. And it was really, really, really fun exposing the entire situation and how much of a fucking weirdo this guy is. Like I said before, if he wasn't open to talking this much shit about me throughout this react or about this explanation, yeah, he just talked shit about me multiple times, and I guess he's also on the record talking shit about me in pretty much every single one of his live streams. Yeah, this was 5 days ago, bucko. God damn, 5 days ago. Holy shit. Yeah, he's just regularly talking shit. So why don't we address it? Why don't we rip off the Band-Aid and show the world this dude's ugly-ass fucking personality? Because you know he won't represent the truth about it at all. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you all enjoyed this expose. Let me know what you all think. Peace.